Welcome to this Tzaddi Spirit Gathering teleconference. Today is May 16th, 2017, and my name's Topsoil. Our call today is called Being Together, Circle of Light, and we're so glad you've joined us. We're recording this call tonight so that people who couldn't be here can listen in later. Please press your phone's mute button or *6 to mute your line, and that helps keep the background noise down. And then you can always unmute to share and *6 to unmute anytime that you're wanting to talk or share something. So tonight's call, the structure of tonight's call is that I'd like to start with a brief check-in, and I'll say, what that'll consist of when we get there, but just a real brief moment to hear everybody's voice and allow us to come together as a group. And then we will open the space with an invocation and a connection and a setting of intention. And then from there, I would like to have a short sharing circle where we have timed allotments, an allotment of time, each person to share something that you would like to have light transmitted to, that you'd like to explore in light. It could be, I'll get to that when we get there. It could be really anything that you'd like to bring light to, and then we'll have probably about a 10-minute period of silent meditation and transmission. And then after that, a few minutes to come back to our normal talking, sharing consciousness, and a time to share experience before we do a brief checkout and close the call. So that's sort of the roadmap for what we'll be doing. On the call tonight, holding space with me and holding a structure for the transmission are Laura Smith, Jose de Lassa, and Gail Arduni. They'll also be checking in and sharing and that too, so you'll hear their voices. But they're also behind the scenes holding the energy of the call. And Jose will also be acting as timekeeper, and he has a chime. So the time when time is called for a sharing or for the meditation, there'll be a chime, and that'll be the signal that time is up. So let's do a brief check-in, and for the check-in, just your name, where you are, and one word about your day or the space that you're calling in from, just to allow us all to get present with each other. And I'll go ahead and start. Topsoil, I'm in San Francisco, and full. My day today is felt full. I want to say two words, rich and full. That's me.
Hi, this is Laura. I'm in New York City, and my day was popping.
Hi, this is Jose. I'm calling in from Larchmont, New York, and my day has been purposeful in a good way.
Hi, my name is Nancy. My day has been full and sunny, and I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Hi, my name is also Nancy, and I'm in White Plains, New York. And my day has been both busy and calm simultaneously.
Hello, this is Sally. I'm in Weaverville, North Carolina. My day has been filled with nature and gardening.
My name is Gail Arduni, and I'm holding space, and my mind is saying, should I be talking or should I just be holding space? But it's been a good day in Virginia, Haymarket, Virginia, and I'm blessed to be here, and I'm going to be mostly silent and holding space for this beautiful event, and I send blessings and silence. I'm going to be silent for the most part.
Great. Yeah, thank you. It's good to hear everybody's voice. Now let's take a moment and get settled and centered, letting the events of the day go and begin to enter the deeper sacred space, connecting with the divine, however we know that, connecting with ourselves and each other. And imagine that we're joining together on this call, sacred heart to sacred heart, with every other person who's here right now, and also those who may listen to the recording in the future. Forming a circle. And let us imagine that in the center of this circle there is a light or a flame. And imagine a spoke of light coming from the center to your heart, and that light returning from your heart to the center. Each person on the call or listening after. And we are connected, sacred heart to sacred heart. Now setting intention that we listen to one another with compassion and curiosity. We ask for what we need and offer what we can. We deepen our connection with one another and the divine. May the sharing serve us, our communities, the planet and the whole, all that is. So it is. Right. So in this next section, what I'd like to do is let everybody have 2 minutes. I think we can safely do 2 minutes to share, just to talk about something that you would like to bring light to. It could be something you're celebrating. It could be something that you're wanting to manifest or create. It could be something that you're wanting to heal. It feels really, my intention is for it to be really open, just a place that you would like to share in the group and then have us all transmit to when we're in the silent period. I think we can. Yeah, let's do 2 minutes each, and feel free to jump in. So let's not leave a bunch of lag time between people, so that we can finish this part right at the top of the hour. Does anybody feel like starting? Well, I'll go ahead. I'll start. As I got silent there, what I noticed was there's a sense of grief that I feel like I've been carrying a lot of my life. And I feel like it's been moving, softening, moving towards expression. And I think that has to do with like grief over, there's some way of perceiving that like life shouldn't be painful or life shouldn't be challenging, and like some avoidance of that feels like a pattern that's not only me, but that I took on as a kid, and I would just like to penetrate that with light and open to more healing and forgiveness and just space to be with what is. So that's my intention.
This is Laura. I'll go next. What I'd like to focus the light on tonight is a situation or dynamic with an office mate who shares a bodywork space. And I've had several interactions with this person, and there's a very kind of disharmonious vibration. And just before our call tonight, I kind of unexpectedly got a communication from this person and the manager of the space, and it seems that they were kind of misrepresenting a conversation that we had in a way that feels very dishonest to me, basically. And so it feels very the energy is not clean, and I would like to focus the light on bringing that to harmony and kind of clarity about how to move in that space and if I need to make decisions about being in that space. So that's what I'd like to focus on tonight, and that's all.
This is Nancy, and I have recently started putting my paintings and artwork out into the world again after having spent the last couple of decades doing healing work. And I would like to focus light on moving out into the world with my work. I was in a show a couple of months ago for the first time in a long time, and I'm going to do one again. So that would really be helpful for me. Thank you.
This is Sally. I'd like to put light on this course that I'll be teaching at UNCA College for Seniors this summer. And I'm in the process of putting it together and organizing, and it's often hard for me to just find the kind of quiet concentration that I'd like to have so that I can really put together something effective. So that's what I'd like to focus on.
Hi, this is Nancy. I would like to focus on my path at this point in my life. I feel as though I'm going through a period where I am clearing out lots of unfinished business on all levels in my body, my emotional and mental bodies, my physical body, obviously, and it's a bit of a roller coaster, going from really empowering and joyful to really hard and challenging, and I'm committed to it. It's rolling out, and I would love to put that in the light, in the energy, for support and guidance and smoothness as much as possible.
Hi, this is Jose. I'd like to bring light to my family, and in particular to my wife, who is going through an incredibly stressful situation right now at her office, and very much has decided to move on to a different position, and to bring light to the anxiety and the stress that is associated with something of that nature, and the shift that she's going through, and how that's impacted us as a family and our relationship, and her capacity to be there for her children and to process all the emotions that are emerging, and for there to be a higher degree of flow in our path as a family in being able to generate more stability and greater amounts of joy and prosperity. So that's the general intention that I would like to share with the group and share with the light, and open up for healing.
Anybody else want to verbally share an intention? Okay. Let's all just take a breath. Notice the energy of the intentions everyone shared energetically and verbally. And also make room for the intentions of those who are joining the call later through the recording. And also including anyone who we can be of service to, who may not be on the call, but who could use this light that we're generating, the highest good of all. Just taking a moment to receive that and be with all of that. Great. And now for this next section, when we go into silence, I'll invite you to go into, any form of prayer or meditation or generation of higher frequencies of light, connection with the divine, any way that makes sense to you, that is your practice. Surrendering to it, not an effort, but an allowing of an opening, and an allowing of a receiving, and a being of the light. And through the circle, amplifying that light between us and letting it move where it will, how it will, to our intentions, and also beyond our circle to where it can be of the most use. So we'll set the timer now. And we can go, since we finished with the sharing a little bit before the hour, we can have a little bit longer silent period. So let's have 14 minutes so that we end the meditation and the silent period And just before we do that, I'll just ask if there are any questions or if that's clear. Does anyone have any comments, anything to share before we go into the silence? Okay, great. All right. Thank you. So lovely. So as the energies begin to ebb and as we begin to bring our focus back to the circle, to talking and sharing and being together in that way, notice the energy penetrating the places ready to receive it. Notice your central axis open to the sky and what is above, and open to the earth and what is below, and energy running up and down. So as we become more aware of our bodies, our feet, connections to the ground, we stay open to the expansion and the sky and all that's above. Just taking the time you need to come back. And our next section is the time to share whatever you experienced or things that occurred or things you'd like to comment on in the space that we've shared. And we'll have about 15 minutes to do that. It won't be timed, it'll be free form. Just keep in mind, the number of people on the call, just so everybody has space to share. And I'll be silent, and when somebody feels moved to share, they can begin.
This is Nancy, and I would like to share that experiencing the silence with all of us together in the circle and those who will be part of the circle felt like resting on a great ocean of energy, moving very gently. It was a wonderful experience. And during that time, I did receive some guidance about the topic I brought up before about taking my art back out into the world again. And I felt irradiated with light, and that it was being filled with light, and it gave me a hopeful feeling. So I want to thank everyone for their beautiful energy and light.
I'll share Topsoil here. My experience was just a real, intense, it felt like this intense presence and vibration, just felt very filling. And I had a sense at one point of being part of a giant circle and stretching my arms far out to the side and just feeling the power of everyone coming together and generating. And my mind went to a few people that are having different challenges and situations in their lives, and I included them as well, and just felt really, really rich. That's me.
Hi, this is Nancy. I felt much like the other Nancy that we were in a very lovely, harmonized, kind of buoyant ocean or field of light. And I think for me, I didn't get anything specific about my path, but what I did feel was this incredibly lovely, peaceful feeling of the light being here for all of us together, and that I saw us all in a circle with these streams of light towards going in the middle towards a central light that was feeding us at the same time that we were both floating in and absorbing all the energy around. And it felt so nice just to know that we were all supporting each other and that the light energy was supporting all of us in our own ways for what our individual needs are, in addition to just the path of all of us in the universe right now.
This is Sally.
Oh, go ahead, Sally.
Oh, sorry about that. I identified with the person who was talking about letting go of things and the changes and shifts, and I was feeling that and feeling how this is a time for me to embrace that I'm in the correct place and in the correct alignment for things that are going to be opening up in my life. And I just have to keep my focus on that and being present to receive that. And it's just lovely to be with this group and share the energy that we're all creating. Thanks.
This is Jose. want to echo a lot of what's already been shared. Particularly the inclusive quality of the energy that we were sharing and its expansiveness. And I found myself transmitting to the group, but also felt called to transmit to specific people in my family and other people that I know, friends and situations that I felt could benefit from this supportive energy and this flowing energy that we were generating. And that there was a sense of surrender to the process and to the reciprocity of the universe in meeting us in wherever we are in our particular perspectives and our particular constraints, and honoring that faith that we have in this process and in the energy that we generate together, and a trust in that the energy has an intelligence and that will flow in ways that we don't understand nor do we control, but that it does, and a tremendous amount of comfort that comes from knowing that it doesn't take much to initiate that and to direct that energy, and to have faith in that that energy will support us in so many ways. And that was very comforting to me, and reassuring. So I'm just very grateful for being able to participate and to contribute and to serve and to be collaborating with, and honored to be collaborating with all of you and our larger group, and very humbled by that.
This is Laura. I also felt the richness of the shared space, and I had a kind of kinesthetic visual experience of sort of swaying in as if it was underwater with colored seaweed, this kind of viscous medium. So it was a very nice experience, very non-verbal. So just feeling the energy move and kind of undulate, and there's a very nourishing quality to the energy, and so it's just lovely space to be in. I also wanted to call out that I did feel the presence of Gary Brigadoy with us when we first started towards the beginning, and so I felt his presence very strongly there. To add that, that's all.
Right.
Is there any other sharing before we move to closing?
Well, this is Gail, and I felt this just wonderful golden embrace of oneness with all of us, that we were all one in this golden heart. We were being one, I guess I could say. And it felt like an embrace, and at the same time an awakening into oneness and the gold. It's as good as gold. I guess that's what I would say. It was, I think, a blessing for all of us, and that's me.
Great. Is there any final sharing before we move to closing? Great. Thank you guys so much. The first part of the closing is I'd like to invite us to do a checkout, and this is just very brief. One word, one sentence, just what's alive with you and what you're going to take away from the call tonight. So just everybody's voice as we prepare to leave the circle.
This is Nancy. Oh, go ahead.
Thanks. I will take away a renewed sense of optimism from this experience and joy.
I feel the essence of our community so full, and that the waves from this ocean will continue to carry all of us to where we need to go.
I will take a feeling of unity.
Flowing towards greater harmony.
Peacefulness, togetherness, hopefulness.
What's alive with me is a sense of smoothness, richness, and the harmony and harmonics. Yeah, that's me. Gail, would you like to offer a checkout?
Well, my mind is very spacious right now. My heart is very open right now. And I thank you, Topsoil, for bringing us together for this embrace of golden oneness. And I really feel blessed. I feel this just lack of separation. I mean, I don't know personalities and whatever, but I just feel this golden embrace for all of us and this sense of oneness beyond division, the essence of oneness, I guess I could say. And thank you, Topsoil and everyone that's joined to this embrace of oneness. And I guess that's me and us, maybe.
Right. So, remembering the circle of light we formed at the beginning with the flame in the center and the lines of light between our hearts and the center, and setting down that circle, letting that line of light dissolve if it will, letting the energy that is yours to keep and move forward with stay with you, and all that is not timely or appropriate for now, letting that go back to the center as we begin to move out of the circle. I want to thank you all for joining us on this Spirit Gathering teleconference. I'd like to thank the space holders, people holding the structure for the call and for the transmission, Laura, Jose, and Gail. Thank you so much. And I thank everybody for bringing their light and attention and spending this time with us. This call will be archived at tzaddi.org. There's a whole archive of all of the Spirit Gathering calls, and it can be listened to there. And for the next month, it will be available as playback through the dial-in number, which is different than the one to access the call in the first place. The dial-in to listen again to the call is 712-432-1085 with the same access code, 990322#. Our next Spirit Gathering will again be on the third Tuesday of June of next month. Please join us for that. These calls are hosted by Tzaddi, an interspiritual metaphysical organization founded in California in 1964. Tzaddi welcomes and nurtures and supports people in celebrating and more directly experiencing their relationship with the loving presence of the divine. Our programs are open to people of any race, color, national, or ethnic origin. And you can visit www.tzaddi.org to learn more. And we'll now close with thanks and a blessing. Thanks to the Tzaddi founders, Amy Keyes and Dorothy Blackmere, and to all of those who've been part of our community in the past and who will be coming in the future. Thanks to the divine who supports us as always, even when we're not aware of it. I'd like to, if anybody's willing, is there a volunteer who might give us a short blessing to end the call?
Well, the blessing, this is Gail, that I've been given from time to time is, may the blessing of God be upon you. May his peace descend on you. May the glove of God illuminate your heart, and peace be yours forevermore. Amen.
So it is. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you, Topsoil.
Thank you, Topsoil.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Many blessings. Night, night.
Peace be with you.